Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q2 and H1 FY22 conference call of JK Lakshmi Cement Limited, hosted by PhillipCapital India Private Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal from PhillipCapital India Private Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Stanford. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of PhillipCapital India Private Limited, we welcome you to the Q2 FY22 and H1 FY22 call of JK Lakshmi Cement. I need to highlight that JK Lakshmi Cement is also the holding company of Udaipur Cement Works Limited, and therefore the call is also open for discussion about the performance of Udaipur Cement Works Limited. On the call, we have with us Dr. Shailendra Chokshi, Whole-time Director, and Mr. Sudhir Bidkar, CFO at JK Lakshmi Cement. I would like to mention on behalf of JK Lakshmi Cement and its management that certain statements that may be made or discussed on the conference call may be forward-looking statements related to future developments and current performance. These statements are subject to a number of risks, uncertainties, and other important factors which may cause the actual developments and results to differ materially from the statements made. JK Lakshmi Cement Limited and the management of the company assumes no obligation to update or alter these forward-looking statements, whether as a result of new information or future events or otherwise. I will now hand over the floor to the management of JK Lakshmi Cement for their opening remarks, which will be followed by interactive Q&A. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vaibhav, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this on call of JK Lakshmi for Q2. I am Sudhir Bidkar. Along with me is Dr. Chokshi. You would have seen already the results. I don't want to repeat that. Only 2-3 important highlights which I would like to share with you. One is last time after the last results, one addition which has happened is that our long-term rating, which was hitherto being assigned by CARE, has also been now confirmed at AA by CRISIL. So we are now rated at AA by CRISIL, the number one rating agency in the country. That is number one. Number two, today only we got to know that the CRISIL has also rated UCWL on a standalone basis at the same rating at AA. So even UCWL now has a AA rating on a standalone basis without any support from the corporate guarantee of JK Lakshmi Cement. So that is what I would like to mention and bring it to your notice. Number 3 is I was reading the analysis given by some of the, I don't want to mention the name, the figures of the gross debt on a consolidated basis has been misquoted at 2050. I have spoken to that analyst, and that correction and addendum is being issued. Actual total debt consolidated as of 30th September is 1660 and not 2050 as was mentioned, and net debt is 960 rather, and not 1300 plus what was being mentioned in that commentary. So that needs to be corrected. Third thing I would like to highlight is that you would recall that we had out of our treasury corpus given an advance of about 40 crores a year back to one of our group company, and that was yielding us a return of about 9.75. That was repaid in the month of August after 1 year. Out of that 40 crores, we rolled over 30 crores for a period of 3 months, and that has now been returned. So as on date, as we speak, the outstanding against that ICD which we had given to the group company is only 10 crores, which will be getting repaid by about August, which has been rolled over for a period of 1 year. 30 crores, as I mentioned, we want to repeat, has already been repaid. So outstanding against that is only 10 crores. That is out of the treasury corpus of close to about 600 crores sitting in the balance sheet of JK Lakshmi. So with that, I'll now throw the floor open for question and answers, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may please press star, then 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star, then 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Anyone who wishes to ask questions, please press star, then 1. The first question is from the line of Yash Jain from Choice Institutional Equity Research. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. My question was regarding volumes in this quarter. If we could have the number in terms of the volumes of cement produced, and also if you could provide some kind of guidance or estimate over the next few quarters, what kind of volume numbers we can hope to see. We will be very grateful.
Yeah, in this quarter we had total sales of in JK Lakshmi of 23.16 lakh tons, which includes clinker sale of 1.48 and cement sale of 21.68 in this quarter. And in case of the subsidiary, we had the UCWL. They did a total sales of 5.36, which includes 1.34 of clinker and 4.02 of cement. And if one were to see it on a consolidated basis after eliminating the inter-unit sale, the total sales consolidated were 24.69 lakh tons, which included clinker sale of 1.69 and 23 lakh tons of cement on a consolidated basis after eliminating the inter-unit sale.
Thank you, sir. And as for going forward, if you would be able to provide some kind of estimate or guidance unofficially of what we are seeing in the next quarter or the next half, that would be of great help to us.
Normally the second half is much better than the almost 5 to 8% better than the first half. So I do not expect any change in that trend. Secondly, we had about 13 days of nil dispatches from our eastern operation, which we hope will not occur in the second half, except that we had lost further 17 days in the month of October, which are not covered in the Q2, but which will be covered in the Q3. But we expect that we will be able to make up for that loss in the coming quarter.
So that will be a 5 to 10% push up in the sales or in the production. So one last question, coal inventory. Because coal, as we are all aware, is a major problem for the entire sector. Do we have some kind of inventory, or we are also going to face massive or some kind of cost increases in the coming quarter?
Yeah, we do have inventories of coal. That should take care of at least up to January, February.
Okay, thank you, sir. That has been very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star, then 1. The next question is from Sanjay Nandi from Ratnabali Investments Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good noon, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, wish you happy Diwali.
You, same to you and your family.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, just wanted to know, what kind of outlook we were having for this UCWL clinker and upcoming grinding unit commissioning? Like you mentioned that you have started the work for these two things. So expected timing for
we are doing about 1.5 million tons of clinker addition there and 2.5 million tons of cement. Out of that 2.5 million, 1 million will come at Udaipur and 1.5 million at a split location. So while the clinker and 1 million tons which would be at Udaipur would be commissioned in 2 years' time, which is by October of 23, the split location may spill over by another 6 months to be completed maybe by March 24. So by March 24, we are hopeful that the entire 2.5 will get commissioned.
Okay. And so just to mention that we have lost some 17 odd days in month of October as well. So what is the probable reason for that thing, sir?
Sorry?
Actually, now this was because of some illegal transporter strike in eastern region. So there it was overall loss was almost 30 days. So 13 days was in the previous quarter and 17 days spread over in this current quarter. So, but we are quite hopeful that we'll be able to recoup whatever loss was there. And that was not only restricted to JK Lakshmi, but the entire dispatches in the Chhattisgarh, all the cement players who are operating therein got impacted.
Okay. So this happened in the state of Chhattisgarh only, or it's only confined to that eastern region as a whole?
No, Chhattisgarh only. But since Chhattisgarh is the feeding point for many of these companies in the east, nothing could be moved from Chhattisgarh plants. Except those who had rail siding, they could move some quantity, not their normal. But as we do not have any railway siding, we had the total dispatches were closed.
Okay. Got it, sir. And sir, what kind of debt repayment we are eyeing for this fiscal and as well for the FY23 on a consolidated basis?
Are expecting a debt repayment of about 330 crores in JK Lakshmi and about 20 odd crores in UCWL. So total 350, out of which we have already done about 125, 130 in the first half. Remaining will come in the second half. And it will go out of the cash generation without there being any need for any refinancing or additional borrowing in either of the company.
Okay. And sir, I don't know if I'm wrong, please rectify me. In the morning, some interview came and I was listening of some right issue things. So can you please throw some light on that thing, sir, for the company?
That UCWL, they are talking of an expansion, which I just mentioned in answer response to the previous question. So there, a portion of that, it will be funded through a debt equity of 2:1. So out of that 550 or 500 crores, whatever, some portion will come by way of the internal accruals and some will have to be equity induction by the parent company. So that equity induction could be either direct equity or the rights issue. We have not yet formed up, but at appropriate time we'll form it up and then announce it.
So some dilution we can expect from the parent company, right?
Parent company, there is no dilution. Parent company will not raise the equity. Parent company will induct equity into UCWL. Now, UCWL being listed is already having 25% public shareholding. Now, if I do the entire funding by JK Lakshmi, then that minimum public subscription norm gets diluted. So that's the reason as to why we would be toying with the idea of rights issue or some other instrument. We have not yet formed up, nor haven't we announced the means of financing, but it could may run into the rights issue ultimately.
Got it, sir. Sir, can you please throw some light on the current demand growth, like from the exit of that Q2 21 and as well the pricing scenario? Like, did we take any hike in the first 15 days of October or something like that?
Now, to answer your question, the last one first, yes, there have been some price increases in the markets which vary from about 15 to 20 rupees a bag. It's spread over different dates of the month. But the net result today is about 20 rupees a bag increase.
20 rupees bag increase. And what's the demand scenario, sir, in the second half as compared to the exit of September quarter, or if we get the first half numbers?
No, we expect the demand to be better in the second half. See, from the exit of September, if you compare, then obviously it will be better because September this year the monsoons continued, and as you know, the monsoons the demand suffers. So the October is normally better, and that was the case this year too. November there is some hit because of Deepavali for about 5-6 days, but thereafter we would expect the going forward demand to be much better than what we have experienced so far.
Got it, sir. And so you mentioned like we have a good coal inventory till February, Jan of 22. So can we expect any spike in the power and fuel cost on a per ton basis in the second half, or it would come in the Q4 quarter?
You see, some of that will come now because we have to constantly build our, we have to take fresh supplies as well. So what we normally use is a mix. So there will be some impact, but not the full impact will come only on the last quarter.
In the last quarter. Got it. Got it. So thank you so much. So that's from my side. I will come back in a queue, sir, if I get an opportunity. Wish you all the very best, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. To ask a question, please press star, then 1. The next question is from the line of Uttam Kumar Srimal from Axis Securities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, can you please give the fuel mix this quarter?
Sorry?
Fuel mix for this quarter? Coal, petcoke, and or alternative fuel?
We are almost doing 50% petcoke and around 40% coal and 10% around that biomass. Okay.
And sir, what has been our trade mix during this quarter and premium cement sale during this quarter?
We are about 57% trade, balance is non-trade.
And sir, please?
Sorry?
Premium cement out of the trade sale? Percentage of premium cement out of the trade sale?
Premium cement, we are almost doing 30% of the trade sale.
Okay, sir. And sir, what about the value-added product, RMC, AAC blocks and putty during the quarter? If you can bifurcate that.
Yeah, broadly we have done in this quarter total revenue of about 92 crores as against 70 in the corresponding quarter. So there's a almost 33% increase in the value-added products turnover.
Okay. And sir, if you can bifurcate in terms of RMC and AAC blocks and all?
Major is RMC and AAC block. AAC is around 37, 37, 38 is RMC.
Okay. And sir, how has been the pricing in your respective markets like West, East and North India during the last quarter? Because we have seen realization has improved by 10% on blended basis. So if you can give some color on that.
No, as I have already mentioned, there has been some price improvement in the month of October. And going forward, because of the impact of the fuel price increase and the diesel prices, which have seen a rise of close to 26 to 28% vis-a-vis the last year's quarter, the freights have gone up. So to compensate for this, we still need to increase the prices further. But that we can only do if the demand supports.
Okay.
Once the Diwali season is over, we should be able to increase our pricing further.
Okay. And the last one, sir, what has been our lead distance during this quarter?
Our lead distance in this quarter has been about 390.
390. Okay, sir. That was okay, sir. That's all from my side.
Quarter and first quarter we were about 407. So it is lower by almost 27 kilometers.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah, that's all from my side. Yes.
Thank you. To ask a question, please press star, then 1. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, if I just remove the RMC and the other non-revenues, then also in terms of the QOQ realization is 2.1% increase and including everything is a 4%, 4.2%, which is a significant. So just wanted to understand from where we are able to increase the prices. Is it because in the first quarter we were only having a lower growth in realization that has spill over in the second quarter, or what's the reason?
We had seen some price increase in the initial month, but I think the basic reason why our realization has gone up is also because the sale in East where normally the prices are lower than the northwest.
Okay. Got it. And sir, in terms of the capex, how much we have done and how much more to be done? So particularly on the 10 megawatt WHRS, which is going to come in this quarter.
We have already the first 6 months about 80 crores, and another 50 would come in the remaining 6 months, including the normal capex.
Sorry. How much in the second half?
About 60 crores, 65.
Okay. 60 odd crores more to come in the second half. And the date, as you said, that we have already repaid 125, 130 odd crore, so another 150 odd crore, kind of, or 150, 170 crore standalone debt going to reduce in the second half.
Yeah, plus there will be some inflow also for the fresh loan which we will be taking for the waste heat recovery project. So that would be there. On a loan basis, we have a debt of, as of 30th September, of 1100 crores, and about 600 crores cash is there. So net debt on a standalone basis 500 crores. That will further come down going forward by March.
Okay. And on the fuel cost front, so last time we mentioned that for us the costing is 7,000 odd per ton for the first quarter. So now for the second quarter, how much is, and whatever now the prices have increased, so how much increase we can expect in power and fuel?
In the second quarter, we had done our P&L hit was about at 8,600.
Sorry, 8,600.
A lot of disturbance from at back of your head. But as I mentioned, it would be marginally higher going forward as we start using the.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. To ask a question, please press star, then 1. The next question is from the line of Rajesh Ravi from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Good afternoon, and many congratulations for the debt rating, from CRISIL.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sir, first of the housekeeping numbers, could you share the clinker and cement production for the quarter?
Clinker and cement production for the quarter, yeah, sure. Clinker production in this quarter was I'm talking of JK Lakshmi standalone,
yeah.
14.01 lakh tons, and cement production was 19.47 lakh tons.
Okay, and console, how much would these numbers be?
Just a second. Console is production is 25.02.
25.02 cement production. And clinker?
This is cement only, no? Just a second. Consolidated you want separately for clinker?
Yeah,
and this?
console clinker production.
Clinker total in consolidated including UCWL is 17.56 and cement is 22.20.
Yeah, 25.02 you said cement production, right?
I would like to repeat. Clinker consolidated is 17.56 production.
Yes.
Which includes 14.01 of JK Lakshmi and 3.55 of UCWL. That is 17.56. Cement JK Lakshmi is 19.47, 2.73 of UCWL. Total is 22.20.
Okay, 22.20. And sir, for the non-cement revenue for last year, same quarter like Q2 FY22, what is the number you said?
70, I said, no?
92 crore for this year Q2.
Corresponding quarter was 70 crores.
70?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And on the fuel cost, you just mentioned that the average cost was 8,600 for second quarter,
8,300.
8,300 consumption basis. And for third quarter, basis your inventory, what is the cost you're working with, sir, for third quarter?
Yeah, it would again be marginally higher, close to maybe about 9,000 rupees.
Okay, so not major inflation you're looking at in Q on Q.
As of the third quarter, that is.
Yeah, as of third quarter, okay.
which we
And
are
sir,
going.
in terms of cost pass-through, how have been the scenario across north and east markets, sir? If you could give some flavor.
Sorry?
In terms of cost pass-through, given that the fuel cost impact, across north and east market, what sort of price hike you have been able to effect in month of October?
October, we have been able to, as Dr. Choksi mentioned in the beginning, we have been able to do a price increase of about 15 to 20 rupees in the month of October, spread over various dates. But we need to do more if one were to cover the entire increase of the coal and the petcoke prices.
And the outward freight also.
And the freight also, the impact of the diesel price increase on the freight. So we need
Right,
to
sir.
do more. So
And
hopefully, Diwali we should be based on the demand. We may be able to do that.
Okay. And sir, one last question. Because of this supply disruption from Chhattisgarh transporter strike, how did this impact the regional pricing? Was there a supply squeeze in the market, and now with that getting relaxed, do you see any pressure on the cost pass-through or rather price hike impact with the Chhattisgarh sales normalizing for most players?
No, we have been able to get that increase working just now. Rupees a bag. Of course, during the time of a strike, the retail prices had gone up.
Okay.
Because supplies are available, obviously the retailers could encash onto that and get up to 100 rupees a bag increase higher. But that's a very temporary phenomenon. The moment
Right, sir.
price come in the market in a normal manner, those artificial rates vanish.
Correct. And sir, the split grinding unit in Udaipur, where is that expected to come, sir?
We are presently shortlisted a location in Rajasthan only.
Rajasthan only, okay. Great, sir. CapEx outflow, any guideline like how much of this CapEx would be done this year and next year for this Udaipur? Hello?
Excuse me, this is the operator. Participants, the line for the management has dropped. Request you all to please stay connected while we reconnect the management. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for patiently waiting. The line is reconnected, so you may go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, I was asking for this Udaipur CapEx 1,600 crore, how much of this is expected to be spent this year and next year?
We, out of that 1,600 crores, we expect maybe around 150 to 200 will get spent over in the current financial year. We have already done about 50 crores based on the orders which we have placed long delivery items. And next year we think we should be about close to 600, 700.
600 to 700, okay. Great, sir. That's all from my end. I'll come back and queue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank you. To ask a question, please press star, then 1. The next question is from Amit Murarka from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Just a couple of questions on expansion. On the financial closure, like by when do you expect to achieve the closure with the banks and institutions?
We think we should be done. We already moved our application. We'll be done by about March. We already have the in-principle approval of more than 2,000 crores as on date, but based on the TV study which we have now submitted, each of the bank has gone back to their board for the final approval. Although our internal target is to close it by December, but outer based on the rates and then renegotiation with different banks, we'll close it by March.
Sure. And when do you expect to order the equipment, the kiln and all that?
Major one have already been placed already. That as I mentioned about some major items have already been placed in the kiln. And
so kiln ordering is already been done.
Yeah.
Okay. But just as a understanding on the understanding front, isn't 10% kind of a payment made upfront when you do kiln ordering and all?
Yeah, that's what we have said. We have done already 50 crores spent has already happened up to September.
Sure. And for the Sirohi WHRS, what is the timeline now for the 10 megawatt plant?
We should be commissioning by December, and some results benefit will start flowing in the fourth quarter of this fiscal. Full year benefit will come next year.
Okay. And beyond that, is there any further WHRS plan as of now?
As of now, no. We would continuously be increasing our solar capacities at different plants, where Udaipur is already doing one additional 5 megawatt, and then we can do further maybe at Durg and Sirohi as well. Not yet formed, but Udaipur is definitely adding another 5 megawatt, which would get commissioned again by December.
Sure. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star, then 1. Please note, this is a final reminder for questions and no further reminders will be placed after this. The next question is from Vibha Batra from Fair Connect. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So given the demand supply situation and, expectation on input prices, would it be possible for you to give a guidance on EBITDA per ton in near term and maybe over next 2 to 3 years?
That will obviously be a function of the demand and the ability of us and the other players to pass on the cost increase onto the consumers. But difficult to assign a number. But certainly, first half we have done it about 750. We should be at least 100 to 150 rupees higher in the remaining 6 months.
Okay. But given that demand is going to remain strong and, the capacities that are coming up, so what would be a logical take on this?
We are not seeing any major capacity addition in where we are operating.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not expecting much of change in the dynamics in the near future, in the next, say in the second half. So if the demand really follows the trend that we are hoping and what we mentioned earlier, then I think the second half, the result should be better definitely.
Okay. And what do you expect the demand growth to be in volume terms, or the medium term, not really next 6 months, say next 3 years?
I would expect that the year should close at about 350 million in the current year.
And beyond that?
No, I'm talking about this year. And next year too, I would expect 8 to 9% of growth based on the infra work that is going on. Until the cost of construction goes really high, which it has because of the steel prices having gone up and coal and petroleum affecting every sector. Cement has seen the least increase. The rest, every other part of the construction has seen a huge increase today.
Mm-hmm.
But one is expecting that the coal prices, so much will depend actually. Right now it's a lot of crystal gazing. Much will depend on how the fuel prices come down going forward. So we are expecting our own reading is that from June onwards, coming year June onwards, these all the, be it coal, be it petcoke, be it petroleum, they should start looking down. And if that happens, then the demand number that I talked about, of 8 to 10%, should be very much on the cards.
Okay. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we take the last question from the line of Mangesh Bhadang from Nirmal Bang. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. I just wanted to know what is our average cost of fuel this quarter and what would it be in the next?
This quarter it was 8,300. Going forward, we should be closing in close to about 9,000 rupees.
So only 700 rupees on the landed cost increase will be there.
That is broadly we expect.
So 40% coal is imported or domestic?
It's a mix of both domestic. In eastern region, it's more of domestic, but in north we do import also.
And petcoke, sir, it is domestic or?
Yeah, it's again a blend of both imported as well as Indian.
So 8,300 to 9,000, that's the only.
Yeah, that is what we do.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal for closing comments.
Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of Phillip Capital India Private Limited, I would like to thank the manager JK Lakshmi Cement for the call and many thanks for participating in the call. Thank you very much, sir. Thankfully, we now conclude the call.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vaibhav.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
and
you.
Happy Deepavali.
And happy Diwali to
Happy
all.
Diwali, sir. Happy Diwali. Most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Phillip Capital India Private Limited, that concludes this conference. We thank you all for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.